Oops, I wasn't completely ready. Hi, guys. I'm running late, I think. Um, nice to see you. Wow, now I really look bad. All right, well, it is what it is. We got Ben in the house. We've got Echo in the house. We've got Richard in the house. Oh, and I'm squinting. So let's get those eyeglasses. Um, Incarnasol, Dr. Richard, Sir, Dr. Richard, Sir. You guys are funny. Okay, so I'm not sure if I'll make the whole show. I have second cold of the summer. I have not been feeling my best. Thank you, Echo, because I'm not feeling it. I got a puppy over here and one behind me. They're both not feeling well. They had gone to the vet last Friday because they were just biting the heck out of themselves, and they have allergies apparently. So the doctor gave them prednisone, but even though that's helping, we had to stop it because it's making them sick. Um, excuse me. And on top of that, when I picked up Biscotti, because once he was not feeling well and we started to walk, he would just lay down because he couldn't do it anymore. And he ended up, well, I don't want to blame him. I guess my out of shapeness, I pulled a muscle in my, I said neck, but it's really my shoulder blades. Um, and oh, all right. I was trying to tuck in my undershirt, but it's not cooperating. So yes, I'm wearing a black undershirt. Okay. So, um, it's the end of the month, guys. Oh my gravy, right? When the heck did all of this happen? And I remember that I was away for 30 days, on and off, helping my brother. And so it just, July seemed to fly because I didn't come home really until the 6th of the month. So, one of the things that, we've been talking about is ignition for the month of July, right? Um, Feeling the spark, the momentum, identity, and I wanted to end this with us doing what we all love best. I hope Cromel pops in because he's our music master as well. Although Ben and Richard and even Echo, I mean, you guys all know your tunes. Um, but one of the things that I liked to focus in on was celebrating the spark that changed something either in you or is about to, right? And I like the idea of a playlist. You guys all know this. I'm sorry. Are we shaking? It might be the fan, and I was typing, so I'll try not to do that in the future. um, okay, hold on. You've got $5 that says Dr. Richard would like to tackle stellar physics with another doctorate degree. Okay, well, this won't be the channel for that. As a matter of fact, I was watching this science guy talking about it's a satellite that's very, very old, one of the beginnings, and it crossed the line and was talking about Saturn and the ring around Saturn and what it really means and what it really is. And I was getting lost. So this is really just to encourage us, right, to come up with things, whether it's folk music or country or soft rock or hard rock or classical or Broadway or, whatever. And so I came up with a couple of songs that are about the spark, about igniting us. So let me just step back a second and just say hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel, and I am your host, Teresa. for those that are either new or watching on the replay. Would love the thumbs up. If you don't mind, it's free. I'm finding, along with a lot of other creators, that people aren't clicking. They're not hitting the subscribe. You don't have to pay anything. So it's really just a bonus for those of us that are trying to get out there in the world. Okay, so for the quiet spark, I love Brandi Carlile's The Story. Do you guys know this? It starts with all the lines across my face, and I obviously, as we mature, we have lines unless you're doing something to remove those lines. I'm not going to do that. Cromel is here. Yay! Cromel, we're talking about music, my friend. And so, this ignites truth telling when you talk about your emotional bravery. And that's one of the reasons. And I don't know if you would consider that song folksy or not. Maria. She's in the house. Lovely to have you here. And another one, which I don't really know this group, Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros, but the song's called Home, and home is wherever I'm with you. And I loved that. And I think that's what I've always wanted, right? I wanted home to be wherever I was with someone. And for years, I was all by myself, no pets, no anybody. And then when my mom moved in, that was my home. And I think when I lost her is when my world went topsy-turvy, but I then brought in cats into my life. And then when I had to get rid of my house, I got Chuckles 1 and 2. And so I like that because it talks for me about belonging and connection. And that's just something I just want. I want to feel like I belong. I want to find my tribe. All right. So, any songs for you guys? Misha sends her love to all will accept it. We texted earlier and she's probably still sleeping. Thank you, Richard. So we'll all just send her, love back. Yeah, those poor dogs are always working, Ben. Unfortunately, they really don't feel good and they have been up in my space pretty regularly. They've really not felt so great. So and I can't play the music. I was told I wasn't allowed to play music, but I still haven't mastered how to do that anyway with YouTube and not being part of StreamYard or something else. I'll get there, guys. And if you can't hear me, please let me know. Yes, I'm a little congested. I'm waiting for some fresh air to pop through my nose. Whoops. Weapon. I've been knitting. I'm getting into my fall mentality, mind frame, and I started to knit. And then I found out that the blanket I wanted to knit for this new baby that's coming into the world, it's a boy. So I know it's stereotypical, but I'm not giving a boy a pink blanket. So I have some other wool. Okay, I sound hoarse. Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, Echo, in all of my life, I have never gotten more beat up than summertime colds. And a good friend of mine yesterday, who I was supposed to visit this weekend, said I should check my air conditioning filters. So I had done it last month or the month before. So after this, because it's not so hot, it's a little humid. We've had a lot of rain. Just in the last 24 hours, I think we've had 4 inches. And so that's a lot of rain, just in case anyone doesn't think it is. Okay, so another song that sort of ignites, it's sort of a, well, I love the Chicks, right? They used to be the Dixie Chicks, now they're the Chicks. their album Wide Open Spaces. And one of the lyrics that sort of speaks to me is she needs wide open spaces because I need to expand and I need to trust. I need to have self trust and I need to have trust. So I'm hoping you guys are thinking about songs that, are inspirational. Disco is welcome, but I don't see it as being very grit, driven. I did that for Ben. The other one, now I think everybody in this chat will know this one. I had a friend, Jeannie, not from college. I met her at one of my first jobs, probably my third job. And we clicked to AC/DC's Thunderstruck, right? Does everybody know that one? You've been thunderstruck. And for me, that's about adrenaline. And I use that when I'm working out. So I listen to Echo and I start off with Echo. And then, sometimes I have to relax in between the exercises. But then I will put on my tunes and Thunderstruck is one of them. And I'm like, yeah. And then I start to punch a little bit. I use my arms. And but for me it's like this boldness, and I wish I was bold, and so now I just say I am bold, and eventually I will be bold. So I'm waiting to check the chat. Anybody know that one, or am I on my own on that? Oh my goodness, I got you, puppy. I got you. I know, puppy, I know. So the other song, I mean, you could always throw in Bruce Springsteen, right? Because I love Born to Run, right? It's tramps like us, baby, we were born to run. Sort of rebellious. It's about freedom. And I don't know, it speaks to me. I like Bruce Springsteen. I enjoy his music. He's not like my number one kind of go to, but I absolutely can, he resonates with me. All right, guys, chat, don't let me down. Bring up your songs, man. Fight Song by yes, she's another one. She may even be in here on my playlist, Echo. I like Rachel Platten a lot. She's got quite a few songs that get me to want to kick butt, take names, and sort of be bold and be vocal. Over the weekend, I had gone to one of the 250th anniversary events in our town, and our local art studio made the figurine of Lady Liberty, and you got to write something and tack it onto her. We made like a dress out of all of our comments, if you will. And they were working on the torch. And I think it's going to be displayed this weekend, so I'm not sure. But, it was sort of that Rachel Platten kind of vibe that was going through my head. And I think she was playing while I was there. After my divorce, I found this song and loved it. Yes. Carmel, no, you're not alone on Thunderstruck, a classic. Yep. The Nuts of Australia. I Am Fire by Hailstorm. Okay. I may know it. So, and I'm going to refer back to the chat later so I can go in and listen to the music. When I think of sort of a more thoughtful time, now this is going back, I think it's the 80s or early 90s. Anna Nalick, she sang this song, Breathe. And for me, it was very like reflective. You got to sit, you got to be reflective. It reminded me to breathe. That was before I was really sort of in tune with the other energies in the world. So I really liked her song. And then I'm not going to say it right, but I'm going to just throw it out there. Um, Holocene is the song, but the group is Bon Iver, or the guy is Bon Iver. And one of the phrases is, and at once I knew I was not magnificent. And for me, that's just about humility, but it's also about awakening, right? Um, so I like that. So if anybody's interested, I'll create a little, I don't want to call it a playlist, but I'll create a playlist and put it in the post after this. Um, Change by Carrie Underwood. Yep. Carmel said, I just woke up, so my brain doesn't work that fast yet. That's okay, Carmel. I'm glad you're here. Um, the So some ethereal. Okay, I'm sorry. Am I in your way? All right. Good boy. I'm watching the boys. All right, Biscotti. I know you can eat that. Um, so Saturn, it's by Sleeping at Last, and it says, "You taught me the courage of stars." And for me, that brings me to this cosmic perspective. And so it's very ethereal and kind of like it. I mean, it's. Now I'm going to well, I don't know if I'll freak you out, but I obviously, being Italian, um, I'm an opera girl. I'm not an expert, but I know certain songs. And Nessun Dorma by Pavarotti, and there's many that sing it, um, always, well, first of all, I belt it myself. Now, not well. I'm so sorry. Hang on a second. Sorry. Hopefully, I'm going to get past this soon. Um, so, there's something about that that's very triumphant, and, you know, I don't even know what else, but I feel like, I'm a warrior. And again, as time has gone by, and I don't think that it was recorded really well, but Maria Callas, she was a Greek opera singer. I think she's Greek. I'm pretty sure she's Greek. And she sang a song called Habanara. And she was like, love is a rebellious bird. And for me, that's about passion, right? And unpredictability. And Lord knows I'm unpredictable. Um, oh, yes, Aria. So we're sending you love too, you and Cromel. And anybody else who needs the love and the light and the kindness. I'm sorry it's been a rough week. Just enjoy the show. I wish I could play the music. Now, from a classical perspective, and I think the first time, well, I don't know the first time I heard this, but if anyone remembers the movie Frankie and Johnny with Al Pacino and Michelle Pfeiffer, they played Claire de Lune by Debussy. And for me, it's it is subtle. There's a softness. There's also a little melancholy in there. Um, and so I really love Claire de Lune. Now, Ode to Joy by Beethoven, again, gets me up. It's very uplifting. Um, and you can do the classical version, you can use the ones that people have put words to. Um, there are many movies that have adopted, this Ode to Joy. Um, so I like Claire de Lune when played by Victor Borge. Oh, I know who that is, Victor Borgia. I'm going to have to check out how he played it. Um, so he used to have a show, right? Um, Now there are some others, and there's a woman that is she really resonates with me. She is from the meditative Kundalini side of things. Sanam Kaur, Snatam, and then it's Kaur. So she has a couple of songs. One is The Longtime Sun, and the other one is Ramadasa. And both of them, the Ramadasa, I actually do when I really need to dig deep and bring myself back into um, just to center when I feel like I'm Harry Carey and all over the place. And it's the words really are just about love and light anyway. It's about the sun and the moon and the light and being divine and having the divine within you. I really, really love it. And I love her. I have never practiced Kundalini, so I really don't know much about it other than some of the music that has come out of um, that modality. Um, resonates with me. Uh, oh, fucking perfect by Pink. Absolutely. Sorry for the cursing. Pink is my go-to. Pink is my modern day go-to. So yes, she's amazing, and I love that song. I'm also a huge, if we're going to talk contemporaries, Kelly Clarkson. She's also one of these that vibrates championing women and standing up. And there's another woman, she's European. Oh my god, I'm going to forget her name. Yeah, I'm going to forget her name. It may come back to me, or I might have time to go look her up. Is a She has a woman's anthem, I want to call it. Paloma Fudge, I can't remember, but she's really wonderful. Um, yes, Krumel, he was. You're right. He was a comedian playing classical music, but it was his facial expressions too that he used to do. That he always did it with a wink and a smile, um, and I loved it. I really, it's going to bother me. Do you guys mind if I try to look up that song? Um, I'm sure it's on my playlist on YouTube, but if I skip that for a moment and do, okay, let's see. I don't want to play it. Please don't play. Yes, Paris Paloma. And it is, I think it's called Labor. Um, and it's really, talk about a powerful song for women. Oh, don't play it. I don't want to get jinxed and yelled at. But she's really, really great. So she's another one I really like. Um, what'd you say? Gotta go deal with some phone calls. Have a good day. Mwah, Aria. We're all sending you love and light and healing and compassion. I hope it all works out. Um, so, yes, Luca, I'm not finished. Come on up. I'm not finished, Bubba. I'm not ready to take you for your walk. Okay. So I am a Broadway girl. And I'm a Wicked girl. And Defying Gravity is one of those songs that just talks about courage and, I don't want to accept limits anymore, right? I'm through with accepting limits. I love Defying Gravity. Again, another tune that when I know my neighbors aren't home, I belt from really my soul. Um, And similarly, although it's not really Broadway, it's movie related, This Is Me by The Greatest Showman. Um, I really, really like that. And the woman's name is Keala, Keala Settle, something like that. She, her voice is just fantastic. Um, Don't Rain on My Parade by the ever loving Barbara Streisand. Others have sung it. I love her. There's something about Babs that just, vibrates that energy to ignite you and spark you up and get you going. Um, and so those are two that really, um, yeah, that get me going. So I don't know if anybody's a Broadway fan or a theater fan, and there's so many. Don't get me wrong. I just, I was going through my little playlist of, well, let me throw out a couple of ideas to see if it would generate any conversation for anybody, um, because I know how much we all love music. And then if we go from Broadway to jazz, nobody's better than Nina Simone. Sorry, you can fight me on it. But when she sings Feeling Good and it's a new dawn and it's a new day, I love Michael Bublé's version. But let me tell you, this woman, there is this, I can't even articulate what it means when she belts. She was a woman that it came from somewhere deep inside her and you could feel it. Um, anyway, she was one of my faves. I'm stuck in the music of the 60s, the 70s, the 80s. After that, we got Recno Hip, Rap, and all that is crap to me. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't think I have any of those in my playlist because those are not my, they don't resonate with me. I don't jive to them. It doesn't mean there aren't songs that move me, but I love En Vogue. I love, oh my God, Salt and Pepper. And there's another one. Ah, shoot. Hair and Jesus Christ Superstar. I could pull out a half a dozen songs from both of those that are very um, fun. They ignite you, they challenge you. Um, so, yes, I love them both. And same thing with Godspell. I've sung Day by Day for decades. Um, And had I been feeling better, I would have gone and done the play Godspell because I really loved the music. Yeah, I mean, it's a quirky, don't get me wrong, it's quirky. It was a quirky musical. Um, but that was one that, I can agree with. It's amazing to listen to older stuff and realize they did it without being mapped to the grid or auto tuned. Well, that's it, Ben. Absolutely. I think, when I go back in time, and there is a small part of me that wished I had kept, my parents' older music. Um, but it just, it was authentic. It was authentic. Um, and that's not to discount cleaning up the edges of music, but you could literally feel through the record, um, the horns and the drums and the voices and the harmonies. Oh my gosh. I mean, if you go to blues and you think about BB King, right? Now, there's a man with swagger. Let's just be clear. And, when he plays The Thrill Is Gone, you see him, you feel him. It's like he's loving his guitar. You know what I mean? He's in another zone. But it's igniting his passion. And for me, that's just about, you know, letting it go. I like Salt and Pepper too, cracker. Um, and then, of course, so I think one of the first times I heard Bob Marley, I was on a beach in Aruba and I heard Three Little Birds, and everything's going to be all right. And there's something about that that's very reassuring and very encouraging, but it's not in your face. And you just sway to the music, right? I don't know. That's my thought. Ben says, even songs that I didn't necessarily care for was an element of craftsmanship. Amen. I mean, like Van Halen, absolutely running with the devil. You can hear David Lee Roth snapping his fingers and tapping his foot. I believe that. Um, and they had great artistry. Um, uh, BB King, Freddie King, Hubert Sumlin, Johnny Lee Hooker, and the greatest Albert King. Love Albert King. I still have a couple of his CDs I couldn't part with. Um, I like Albert King. Um, who's the other one? Uh, oh, fudge. I'm going to bring out my music collection one of these days, and I'm just going to flip through CDs to see if anybody has them. And I'm going to make you guys, not make you, encourage you to bring yours, so that we can have that sort of conversation about who do we love and what does it mean to us. And I think that um, sometimes music helps shift where you are in your spirit, in your life. You know, we can be in a quiet mood. It could be messy. It could be complicated. It could be magical. It could be whatever. Robert Johnson. No, he's not somebody I know off the top of my head. So now I have to go look him up. I love when you guys give me things that I haven't heard before because I'll go listen. And I think what ignition feels like when we talk about this for the archetype for July, you know, it's a sensation. And it's our inner self, our inner yes, if you will. So where it showed up for me this month, I've been when I don't sleep, I have to take some medication. But the medication has an adverse response to me and makes me depressed, sad, just overwhelmingly sad. Um, I don't know if you heard that. We're having storms and we just got a nice big thunder boom. We may be hearing a meowing kitty soon. Um, so I decided not to take it, and I'm just not going to sleep if that's what's going to happen because when you get in that place to get your cortisol level up and your serotonin and your dopamine, all that stuff, it's like I'm clawing my way through the muck to get there. And yes, you can take melatonin, but melatonin actually influences and impacts your own melatonin if you're taking it every day. So, you know, I have to go back, and I am. I'm now just falling asleep to wind chimes and trying to find some other soothing music that will quiet me for that time period. But it's what showed up for me, what ignited me was this awareness that we have to listen to our body. And we're going to talk about this next month quite a bit. Body illusions in the house? Well, hello, body illusion. The police is almost must to music fanatics and lovers. Yes, I love the police. the original Police, and actually the original U2, way back in the day when I heard them. Again, they got you going. Um, and there was meaning behind the words. And I don't know if you call it a guitar riff or not, but you know, when these guys play and you can feel the guitar, you can feel the instrument, it vibrates within you. That's what speaks to me. And again, I'm not a music aficionado. I love music, but I'm talking about what ignites us, what sort of motivates us, what gets us up every day, what shakes our groove thing. Um, you know, and so when we think about music, it's one of the fastest ways to activate our memory, give us courage, give us a little swagger, um, maybe soften us a little bit and give us clarity. Like sometimes a lyric is just like, oh, you just spoke to my soul. Um, I don't know if I have any gospel on here, but there is some music that also, it's like, oh, yes, that just clicked for me. Um, and, it almost gives you that, oops, sorry, little natty thing just flew in my face again. Um, that was funny. um, but each of these genres, each of these words, each of these songs, they ignite a spark. Um, you know, um, it's like the cosmic is at work, or God is within, or whatever heavenly energy, or whatever zhuzh is going to be there for you. So hang on. I think I'm seeing some activity in the chat. Cromel, yeah. Ben says, yeah, they were one band I didn't get into too much at the time. You liked them a bit. Now Sting's writing is amazeballs to me. Yes, and when Sting went on his own, he had some amazing songs. Look, Paul Simon, some of the music Paul Simon created without Art Garfunkel and with Art Garfunkel. Say that 3 times fast. And when Paul Simon went to Africa and he pulled together all this different music, and I think Sting did the same thing, and he also encouraged or included, there's another guy he included in his music back in the, I'm going to say 90s. That was just amazing. One resource I love is Rick Beato or Beto. What makes this song great? He can pick a song I hate and change my mind when he breaks it down. Yes. And there's another guy that also does it. I haven't seen him for a bit. The hell's his name? Well, I'm not going to get wrapped up in that. But yes. Cromel says, I was at their first live concert ever given by them. It was over here in the Netherlands at Pinkpop. They had to play their songs twice because they didn't have enough material yet. Oh my God, that's funny. But was it great? I'm sorry, I'm adjusting myself again. But you think about it when someone's just starting out. And there's millions of artists that we could talk about that zhuzh us, ignite us, and I think that all of that just sort of sets the tone for our personal growth. It also is a way to communicate and relate to people around you. So, like, I didn't grow up with all of my cousins around me. So when I got together with them, we would talk music. Now, I didn't really know very much, and I was a Catholic school girl, so there was not a lot of that kind of music in my house until my brothers started to bring home Led Zeppelin and Kiss. And I don't remember if they brought in AC/DC or not. I learned that one in college. Meatloaf. I'm trying to remember the album covers. That's what I'm flashing through. And then I was introduced to Blondie. And Blondie was my first out of the box, non traditional love affair. Blondie just, I was like, she was cool. She was inspirational. She was an only girl in all boy band, and she was really her band. Um, and I remember singing at the top of my lungs in my living room at home with my parents. My mom was doing dishes. My nana was in the kitchen, and they all thought I was tripping. Like, not literally tripping, but they were like, "Why do you like this so much?" And I said, "There's freedom in those lyrics." And then on the other side of that, I was introduced to Carole King. So totally opposite, right? But both very impactful to me. Um, and when I got to college, I met a guy from Africa who introduced me to a group called Shadowfax and a couple of other off the rack kind of music. And things that I never thought that I would listen to. And literally, it was that introduction. Plus, I had another friend from freshman year. I think I mentioned him last year. He introduced me to Van Morrison and a few others, Cat Stevens, and there was a whole bunch of other things, but that was the one that really resonated with me as well. Um, and you just, sometimes bands are cheesy, but you fall for them, right? You fall for what they make you feel or emote. And that's why I love music, because all of us, whether we agree or disagree on who the best whatever singer, group, band is, um, we can, I was going to say commiserate. I don't think that's the word, but we can come together knowing music. Um, let's see. Oh, yes, the Professor of Rock. That's the one I was talking about, Carmel. Thank you. Is that his name, Rick, at the Professor of Rock? I love him. And he has introduced me to some bands that I did not like, but I could appreciate the musicianship of the work. So I really like him. It was great. All right. The main act at the festival was Peter Tosh with Mick Jagger. The Average White Band was there too. Don't forget to spread kindness. Yes, thank you, Body Illusion, for mentioning it. Um, so if anyone has a tune that I don't think it even has to just be a tune, but would like us to share or like to share with me, both um, Body Illusion, aka Lucy, in the Sky with Diamonds. Lucy and I are posting it on our page, and that's just to help spread your creations, to give them an audience. I have a small audience, but eventually. The guitar tuning on Led Zeppelin's Rain Song is so interesting. I love the Moody Blues. I don't know if anybody knows the Moody Blues. I loved the Moody Blues, and that whole Blue album. It wasn't. I just remember the cover being blue. It To this day, I still love it, and I regret getting rid of the album. I have the CD somewhere. Um, Carole King's album Tapestry is one of the greatest ever made to me by somebody who was only known as a songwriter. Amen, brother. Preaching to the choir. Loved her. Um, I'm sorry, I like Dr. Demento. I don't know if I know Dr. Demento. The name sounds familiar, but um, yeah, Question and Balance with Moody Blues. I loved them. I also liked Bonnie Raitt. So Bonnie Raitt also would ignite thoughtfulness for me. Um, she would give me something to talk about. Sorry, guys, I'm dragging. I'm fading. Um, but, you know, think about maybe choosing one of the songs tonight from your playlist, and just play it before bed or just to chill out and let it just sort of sit with you and have a new appreciation for it, right? Let it remind you of why it sparked something in you. Um, because it's not just a moment, sometimes it can be a direction. Some of these are so inspirational that I feel like I could conquer the world. Um, you know, I'm still a soldier in this world. I haven't conquered anything, but I'm working on it. And um, one of the YouTubers that I follow, um, she's a younger woman in van life, living on her own, which inspires me because it's incredibly courageous, right? Men do it too, but the women that go out on their own, living in a van, traveling with their dogs, um, it's brave because this world isn't safe for women. And their journey in self exploration and their ability to really tune into what they want in the world, what they want to do, where they want to go, who they want to be with, is incredibly inspirational because I was a chicken most of my life. I had great ideas, but I was always afraid to take that step. Stepping away from my family to go to college in Boston was a ginormous step for me. And then choosing not to go back home and living on my own was another big step. So I know I have it in me. I know I'm brave. But when life sometimes kicks you a lot, you become insulated, which has happened. And, there's a lot of reasons for that. But since 2016, so it's 10 years for me. And I'm trying to break out of that so that I don't just live solitary. I can live remote. I can live independent. Um, but the reason that we create this kind of environment is we're all craving connection of some sort. And for me, music is the equalizer because no matter what you like music, right? So just think about that for tonight. Bonnie is one of the great slide guitar players. See, Nights in White Satin Band, yes. From Moody Blues, yes. Yeah, I mean, it had a beautiful orchestra and it was really well haunting and, again, ethereal. Like you go into this other place, right? I mean, that's at least for me. Um, and um, shoot, thought gone. Don't want to start coughing again. Um, and then there are other contemporary singers that I could listen to all day long and have. And I have a Pandora list, and so I'll put in my favorite artist, like Pink, and then a whole bunch of new artists will pop up I've not heard of or I have heard of, and then I go out there and listen to their music. Um, During COVID time is when I found Teddy Swims. I like Teddy Swims. Uh, I'm not a fan of people tattooing all of their beautiful faces, but who am I? Um, and even Jelly Roll. Um, there's a something about their voice that calls and pulls you in. Um, there was another one that I just thought of and it popped out of my head. Um, Shoot. Well, yeah, Cromel. Music being your first love and your last. Absolutely. Richard Harris. Richard Harris. Richard Harris. I don't know. I just remember listening to George Harrison and him playing while his guitar gently weeps. Can you not feel just him playing and what that does? Oh, Richard Harris, the actor. Okay, I'm gonna go there. Yeah, Echo. You've been very inspirational in that. You and Nico, um, and even Brian. You guys have created such songs. Look what Mish has done, and so it's really kind of inspiring because the last couple of weeks I've been going back to poetry. Um, it's a different way of journaling for me. I've been taking photos. I'm actually going to start putting a collage together and posting it so that you can see my garden that way. I'm going to try to create a nice video of the garden before it's too late. Not everything is turning out like I wanted it to, like it's been. I mean, we've had nonstop rain, and even in this video here, you can see it's starting to get darker again. The light's changing. Um, but then it gets cold and then it gets hot. So my tomatoes aren't even responding well. Um, and lettuce is gone, and it's too early for the potatoes and the cabbage and the eggplant. And I only have little flowers for the eggplant. So I'm kind of worried that I'm not going to get them. But I have all of August. Um, and I did a second planting of carrots because my first round died. Again, weather. But I'm going to share that with you guys because I'm proud of it. That's Clapton. Oh, there was one gal. What was her name? Sass Jordan. Man, amazing. Some of her stuff sounds like Janis Joplin. Um, yep, changed the world. Yep, Eric Clapton. Amazing. Oh, was it? Trying to remember. I could look it up, but who was Cream's bassist? I mean, Ginger Baker and Clapton, and that poor guy can't remember his name. I don't know. You want me to plug it in? I'll plug it in. Jack Bruce? Is that it? Ah, okay. Cromel beat me to it. I probably should have just surrendered that because I knew he would know. Um, that was his whole life, right? Music, our friend Cromel. Um, so, anyway, before my voice completely goes, uh, I will see you guys on Tuesday. We're going to deep dive into how our bodies work. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, but I found it interesting some of the research that I have done for me that I want to share, and it will piggyback onto our new theme for the month of August. Um, I hope that you guys stay well, please. If you all have air conditioners, do me a favor, change your vents, clean them out so that you don't get this. Um, and just listen to the tunes. And anytime you have anything you want to share, you guys can reach me on my channel. Send me a post, send me a message. I'm also on Facebook. Send me on Facebook. Um, I think some of you guys have my email, but it's all in my description. So, and I actually may change my email there. I think I just have my YouTube. Now I don't even remember. Hold on. I got to look up my own self. Um, Isn't that sad that I don't remember my own channel? What's on it? Let me just come here, take a gander. Um, so if I view, oh, yes, so it's Wounds to Wisdom. I may change that. I think I did that initially so people wouldn't know my real name, but by now y'all know who I am. But you just go to my YouTube info and it's got my email. So send it there and we'll go from there. So you can always reach me. And wow, Carmel, you went to their farewell concert in 1995. I remember oh no, that was the band. I remember the band, their concert, their last one. I didn't go to it. I'm not proficient in concerts. I wasn't allowed as a young woman. And then I didn't want to go alone. And I only went to a few. And then as time went on, I saw a few more, but most of them were outdoor venues near where I live. And we have a place called Tanglewood um, that all sorts of artists play. So I've gotten to see a few. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm a um, Peter Frampton fan. I don't know. I'm sure you guys know Peter Frampton, but I love his musicianship as well. Um, and he did a concert with, who did he do a concert with that I went to? Oh, fudge. I hate when my age kicks in like this and I don't remember. Oh, anyway. Three-man bands were interesting back then. I like how so many of them overplayed. What do you mean overplayed? They played over each other? Or they were played constantly? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Ben. I know that I absolutely um, love experiencing new tunes. There's a guy who, again, in the Kundalini space, plays, but it is, I'll look for that and post it on my page and then tell you guys about it next week. I really like his playing. Um, and he's collaborated with some really great guys. So that sort of sings to me. So I think I'm going to start posting some of this on my page as well and do it only the ones that are about spreading kindness, because part of what we want to do, part of my purpose, and one of the things that Body Illusion wanted to promote is life can be poopy. It can be crappy. And if we can share enough love, at least for a moment, maybe we'll be able to then share kindness with somebody else because we'll feel the kindness. No, they played more like they were trying to make up for not having a rhythm guitar. Oh, okay. That went over my head, Ben. Sorry. So, guys, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Not that it's different for me than any other day of the week, but enjoy. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate those of you that are catching the replay. Um, Share your favorite songs. I would love to hear them. If you don't do it in the chat, then do it, in the comment section. Send me a comment. I do get to them. I know Fiona from Australia usually catches me on the replay. Um, Karen Suki's not here today, but normally I catch her too. So anybody else that's out there that has a tune that resonates with them, send it to me because I love to grow my playlist and my education. Cromel said the band was a bunch of great musicians. Yes, Levon Helm, Robbie Robertson, Rick Danko, Richard Guittard, Manuel, and Garth Hudson. All I know is they were very good. And you know who I didn't mention? Warren Zevon. I could probably keep coming up with this. Does anybody know Warren Zevon? I'm sure you do, Cromel. I'm sure Ben does. Richard, you must. I don't know if the gals do. I don't know who Werewolves of London. That would be a song you guys might know. Yep. There was something about him too. There was a darkness though to him, or his voice, that I liked. And that was one of the singers a friend of mine, Dan, had shared with me when I was a freshman in college, because I never would have come across that. But anyway, LOL, yeah. Werewolves London. All right, guys. I'm sending you with love, with light, with healing, with compassion. Oh, the dogs hear me. They know it's time for their walk. Sprinkled with love. So much love and appreciation. Filled with lots of giggles and laughter. May you all truly be blessed. Have a great weekend. Thank you again for being here, and I can't wait to see you next week. Be well.